The greatest asset a human should possess in times of trouble is by learning from it. But I guess Africa has not yet learned from that lesson. And this is evident now in times of COVID-19 when most people chose unity over division. Africa, on the other hand, is still divided on things that cannot save lives now. We complain so much about being discriminated and segregated by other nationals, but are simply okay with us doing it to ourselves. Every time I look at my continent, I feel as though most of us are despised because of our own skin, despised because of our underdevelopment, because we had the idea of becoming leaders of example, but embrace being led by anyone as long as they are paying us. And this is evident when most of China chose to unite against men and women of my color. But our leaders are still not united, maybe because of the hefty paychecks from China. We are indirectly legalizing fraud and straining those willing to stick to honesty while respecting our values. Because somehow most of our people had progress. And this is evident when you see fellow Africans pushing wrong moves just to justify their own selfish vendetta. We are uplifting the tendency of ignoring the truth, resulting to merely looking for easy solutions and quick fixes. Because we think that trying to solve a problem using short-term methods will eradicate it in the long run. And this is crystal clear in so many ways. For example, in Uganda, when most members of parliament accepted 20 million shillings each, as their people were awarded substandard foodstuffs. Oh, this happened in Nigeria too. Politicians in Malawi were leading people to death because the government had failed to provide essential solutions during lockdown. And so the opposition chose to play catch with people's lives just because they wanted the elections to go on as scheduled. Of course, this might lead to so many deaths around the region. But I guess they do not even care. We should have the courage to protect our lands and avoid using the wealth of our children to enrich a section of privileged few when our own children are starving. I mean, how bad do we have to be hit for us to learn? How many of our people must die for us to put up proper health centers and empower our healthcare system? How much money will be enough for our leaders to be satisfied and stop using corruption as an easy way to success? Our greed for quick success has left so many innocent and helpful people powerless. And this automatically degrades or demotes Africa's struggle to succeed. With our climate, farms should be thriving. Agriculture should be a huge industry. But look, our people starve and die of hunger, and we lower them into the fertile earth we walk on. Where are our priorities? Anyone could argue that we are suffering because we are short of intellectuals. But the thing is, that is not even the case, because all we have is a whole bunch of smart people jealous of each other. We are in a time when anyone not willing to join this movement is asking us to fight using tactics of morality against a system built on immorality. We have mentally colonized ourselves, that our minds are limited to either one method in a world full of different methods, one leader in a world full of many leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to fight for a continent where there is room for everyone's hopes and dreams, for an economy that will open doors of success, not only to some families, but for every African on the continent. I dream of a continent that will appreciate hardworking people and reward them on merit other than credit. A continent where nepotism doesn't hinder hardworking youth from rising. We lost our continent together. We should get it back together. We seem to be poor and helpless, not because we lack resources to foster growth, but because we are degrading, devaluing our mindsets and selling our souls to the highest bidder. I repeat, we can do better. We can do better. Your son, Fahad Amil Nsubuga. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.